what is your role here at Away Resorts?
So my role, I'm Group Head of Marketing.
Group Head of Marketing. That sounds very official. So you're like the most important person here, really.
I am. I'm the boss.
You're the boss.
You know, you're going to talk to Simon, you're going to talk to Carl, but behind every man.
Without you, no one would know that Away Resorts exists.
No.
So Simon and Carl, whatever.
Whatever.
It's all about Laura.
It's this
here.
team over here.
Exactly. Look, you've got the bigger kitchen, so it's obviously this side of the room is the most important. So why? Was your head of marketing, group head of marketing? Is it just an ordinary head of marketing?
It's an ordinary head of marketing. There's a group head of marketing. The reason it's group is because we have the Away Resorts brand.
Yeah.
But we also have Gara Rock, for example, which is in Devon. Slightly different marketing plans. Very different marketing plans, actually.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So what do you do, like on a day-to-day basis?
Day-to-day basis. So it's very, very different, I guess, my day-to-day basis. It would be 1 minute we're in CRM mode. So we're talking how we're talking to existing customers and building relationships. The next minute we're looking at what out-of-home campaigns do we need and where are we advertising. Then we may be with Max looking at propositions and product and what creative we need, what content we need to put out there. So it's actually quite a diverse role, actually. It's exciting.
That's amazing. So it's exciting. It sounds very busy.
It's very busy, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Amazing. Okay, I love that. And obviously, like, I have a basic understanding of why marketing is important because you need people to go to your parks and have a good time and spend their money. But most importantly, you need to tell people why your park parks are the ones they should go to. So what role does marketing play in that?
Yeah, so I think absolutely that. So brand awareness is number one.
Yeah.
Without that, without us showcasing all the lovely stuff that, you know, Max and Jim and the operations do out there, then we would be pretty boring with not much to sell. So brand awareness is really, really important. I think that then drives new acquisitions, which is important for business growth because we constantly need that churn of customers coming in to stay with us. And the second bit I think is important is the relationship piece that I just talked about with CRM. So you've got to continue to build those relationships with the existing customers, make sure they're coming back time and time again, which helps the retention piece.
And what does CRM mean?
So email marketing, SMS marketing, and again, just actually a bit of storytelling, what's new, you know, reasons why you should head back to Wycliffe Bay, Sandy Balls.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just because of the fantastic names. How do you make sure that the marketing that you're presenting to the public clearly is based on like the embracing everyone strategy that Away Resorts has in the office, at least? How do you make the two marry up?
Yeah, so I think that's important to us. So one piece is through content.
Yeah.
So through our own content that we will go out and get, and that's quite organised, production-led.
Okay.
And the second part of that, actually, where we try to lean into it more, is using user-generated content. So it's really important that we use the right influencers, diverse influencers, different age groups. And that's where it's more meaningful, I think, because they're real people and they care about what they do, and we can showcase through them our great product.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially if your audience is diverse, then they're allowing your marketing to be diverse.
Yeah, and that fair representation, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. How long have you been at the company?
7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Has the way that Away Resorts marketed itself, has it changed over the last 7 years?
Yes, it has. I mean, we've had to change because platforms adapt and things change in tech all the time. But I think our business has changed as well. So at the time I joined, I think we were only just 6 locations to 27 that we are today. And again,
27?
Yeah, 27 locations. So again, that just spreads, you know, further the different diverse customers that we have. And we've actually been very lucky to work on a bespoke customer segmentation project, which has given us kind of 7 core groups. So I'm one of the lucky marketeers that has that in my arsenal, so I can market appropriately to those specific segments, knowing I've got the right message, hopefully the right tone of voice and the right content.
Would you mind telling me a bit about those segments, like who falls into which one?
Yeah, so we've got core families. So we've got the core families that will come sort of peak, and they're our real bread and butter.
Yeah.
Want to come on holiday park and enjoy all the splash pads and swimming pools and everything else. We've got a family segment that enjoy going out and exploring. So they'll use the park as a bit of a base. They'll have a bit of dinner, but they want to go and see all the local activities and events. Okay. We've then got couples. So affluent couples that will come and stay with us, and again probably head off and explore, do the local kind of, whether it's a local food festival or crab festival, do these lovely things that are out there. They come and use us as a base. And we've got Nan and Grandad, so our loyal retirees. They're coming to spend time with the little ones, which I love. Young and Fun, so the groups that are coming with us. Again, less so, I guess, sort of hen parties or stag parties, but actually, just girls getting together. Boys getting together and having a good time. Yeah. And last group was budgeting elderly. So believe it or not, we have, a profile, an older age demographic, and quite often they come on their own as well.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So those are quite clear, like, segments of our entire society and culture. But within that, obviously, there's a diverse range of identities in all sorts of backgrounds. How do you make sure that as you're talking to the young and fun crowd, you're also making sure you're including everyone in that young and fun crowd from like all over the country and all the diversity that comes with that?
Yeah, so I think again through content.
Okay.
So that's very important. We're not there yet. I'll be really honest. We're not there yet in terms of how we do that. The lovely piece about the segmentation that we have, it's not just a standard pen portrait with a mosaic profile attached to it.
Yeah.
We have smart tech that sits behind that. So I know what brands they love. I know where they hang out on social media. I can see what partnerships and the other, people they engage with. So that allows us again to be more targeted with our marketing, more targeted with what their general interests and what they love to explore.
Oh, this is like a science, isn't it? Doing marketing. That's incredible.
It's not all colouring pens. That's what you get
unbelievable. Oh, I thought you were just going to be making web diagrams and stuff. So in the marketing, I imagine, obviously it's a very difficult job, and you are, because you're sort of the first port of call for people understanding what Away Resorts is about, who Away Resorts is for. Like, I'm here because we're talking about the diversity, equality and inclusion, embracing everyone. If you don't mind telling me or me asking, is there any way that you think you could improve on making sure that everyone feels included? And how do you do that? Because including everyone's really difficult.
It really is difficult to do that. But again, I think I stand by the believer, if you don't show it, things don't change, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to represent that. And the great thing about Away Resorts is we are bold. Our brand. If you look at our brand tone of voice, we're bold, we're cheeky.
Yeah.
We're not afraid to push the boundaries. We're not afraid to push the norm, and we will never shy away from the topics.
Great.
We're appropriate. We're relevant. In the right spaces, and I think that's one thing we are very good at. And I think probably even Pride Month, I'm proud that we put our logo has changed. I'm proud we've got you here. I'm proud that we've invited people to talk, with their own experiences and how they feel into the business today. So that's really, really important.
Absolutely. That's a really strong message. Thank you, Laura. I was a bit nervous for asking you that. That went well. And how, moving forward, how can you sort of already answered it, but moving forward, what are your goals for inclusion and diversity in your marketing?
More content.
Yeah.
I think definitely. That's the number one. We're working on our kind of, it sounds very official, but our brand guidelines and tone of voice documents.
Great.
But again, just making sure that anybody that's thinking about writing copy, we've got a big team here, externally, internally, when they're thinking about that, they're making sure that they are thinking about that diversity. Yeah. Does it, is it culturally inclusive? Is it, we're talking to the right age groups. We're talking to making sure that is represented in our voice and in our content.
guys, you have to do so much, Laura. How are you juggling it all? Have you got
I just
some
need Max.
circus
I need
skills?
people like Max. That's what helps. Yeah.
That's incredible.
No, we've got a great team. They're a good team.
And do you find that the actively including your public in your marketing, do you find that then translates into the office environment and the work environment? So, if people see themselves represented in marketing, they feel more included here in the workplace.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think, it goes without saying, I wouldn't want to work for a company, that doesn't believe in my values.
Yeah.
So I think if you can align those values to your own, you're going to be it's going to be a happy place, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And was that something that attracted you to Away Resorts 7 years ago?
It did. The main thing that attracted me to Away Resorts was the bit I've just talked about. They weren't afraid to push the boundaries. They're not afraid to talk about, things that a lot of businesses still shy away from. And I think me being a mum personally as well, joining, it was very much a family culture, and the ability for flexible working hours. So again, just for me, in terms of inclusive, that was really important. I get to attend sports days.
Yeah, absolutely.
The kids' school plays, there's a lot of them. But it's never been questioned. It's never been.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think that's quite fundamental about the whole ethos at Away Resorts, because we often think about inclusivity and diversity being gender identity or sexuality or racial identity, but we don't actually think about it being everyone, literally everyone having a different life that needs to exist outside of this workplace. It doesn't exist between 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whenever you work.
Yeah.
So obviously your experience of being a mum here has been really positive. What's just your experience being in the office, being a person at Away Resorts?
Well, I can't really grumble, can I?
It's beautiful.
With the space that I work in. We're very lucky to have this. Yeah. And again, sort of having that hybrid working though just helps me be flexible with the kids and school drop-offs and pickups.
Yeah.
I think, we play just as hard as we work. It's a bit of a cliche, but we do.
Yeah.
And just enjoy it. We're a holiday park brand, and I think it's really important that we remember that.
Yeah.
I was at a conference yesterday. The guy was talking about using segmentation through road safety and car accidents and how many people are dying. And I was thinking, my God, I'm so glad I work in holiday parks. It was so lovely. So.
Absolutely. Your entire purpose is to make sure people are having the best times of their lives. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And embracing everyone can help that happen.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Laura.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.